Hi everyone! Welcome to the vlog! Take 2. Hi everybody! I am here in my room right now but it's a bit dim. Wala lang, parang pa-effect ko lang. Naglagay lang ako ng mga ilaw-ilaw dyan. Baka naman sakaling maiba lang yung look ng aking vlog. Welcome! If it's your first time here, I'm Rica Perelejo Bonifacio. And today, I'm going to be doing the part 2 of my question and answer vlog. Bago pa lang lahat, babatiin ko muna yung suot ko, no? Wala lang, binili ko lang to bago mag ECQ actually. Diba? May pa-model pa. Because the first time I did the question and answer vlog, I dressed up. Wala lang, parang feeling ko lang dress up naman tayo, makeup tayo. So, kind of repeated that for this. These are questions that we gathered from all over. There's Facebook, there's YouTube, my YouTube community here. Thank you for sending in your questions. And then also IG. So, I didn't practice. I didn't prepare for this. Binrouse ko lang. Sa tawa lang talaga ako kasi sabi ko, wow, para akong ginawang hotline ng buhay. Yung mga questions hindi na chismis eh. Yung questions na tungkol sa life. So I'll try to answer as best as I can. But no, please, that I don't know everything. I might give you answers that would fall short of the most ideal answer. But I would give what I can. And I hope that whatever I give, meron kayong makuha doon. At kung wala, huwag nyo nang masyadong pakinggan. Baka naman masyadong kalokohan lang yung sinabi ko sa inyo. Huwag nyo na masyadong seryoso. To start na tayo. What are your top 3 favorite books? Ang hirap ng favorite books. For those of you who don't know what I finished in college, I'm actually a lit major, so literature. I finished that, and so when you ask me that question, it's naturally very hard for me to answer. So siguro I'll just give you 3 na magkakaibang category. Everything happens for a reason, and all the other lies I've ever loved or believed. I'm not sure of the exact title, but it's Kate Bowler's book, and I like it because she's around the same age as I am, and she's got a small kid also. And then when she was, I'm not sure kung tama ako, 37 or 36, she was diagnosed with the stage 4 cancer. It's so hard to explain the book, but just follow Kate Bowler. She's got an entire message behind this na parang tragedy and beauty can coexist. Ang buhay ay maganda at malungkot na magkasabay. Mere Christianity, that would be by C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis is one of my most favorite authors because of how he just expresses the deepest theological truths in such a piercing manner and also with such eloquence. Third is Isabel Allende's House of Spirits. And wala lang kasi ang ganda talaga ng pagsulat niya. Parang feeling ko, well, one is that magic realism is very attractive to me. That genre of literature is just something that I really like. Are you planning to have another baby? I don't plan. I'm not close to it. I'm also okay kung eto na yon. Sometimes I think of it because when I see pretty little girls, sabi ko, sana Lord, may girl ako, no? Pero wala, basta hindi ko na siya pinaplano. Kung magkakaroon, if God will give us, God will give us. If not, we are already grateful to have our 2 boys. Tanong ko, kayo, gusto niyo pa ba ako magka-baby? Comment nyo below. Hardest part about being a pastor's wife. Siguro yung pagiging pastor kasi, hindi masyadong nagigets ng maraming tao na para rin siyang pagiging artista. Kasi public figure. Hindi yun yung gusto naming mangyari bilang a pastor and pastor's wife or leaders in church. But I think it's a natural, lalo na sa Filipino culture na kapag si pastor, ganyan, parang very, honor shame culture. So parang sobra yung pag-honor natin pag merong nasa posisyon. Medyo parang artista yung pagtingin sa isang pastor's wife din, hindi lang pastor. Kasi parang, asawa yung pastor, ganon. So ang pinakamahirap para sa akin, any community will have a set of expectations. Sometimes they're valid, sometimes not. Mahirap din talaga na lagi kang tinitingnan. And then, I guess, the other thing is that they expect you to be super holy. Ang hirap lang din na parang when they see you fail or when you're not, kasi no one naman is perfect. So, I'm pretty sure I've said something wrong. I've done something wrong. Tapos parang ang tingin lang nila doubly sa'yo na parang, ay, ano ba yan? Asawa ka pa man din ng pastor. And I get that a lot. If you see on this channel, I get that a lot. Or even in my social media accounts, I would get that a lot. Ganyan-ganyan sinabi mo. Pastor's wife ka pa naman. It's hard not because I believe it, but it's like, it's so annoying to hear na parang they would think na you're any better just because you're a pastor's wife. Parang hindi ka na pwedeng magkamali just because pastor's wife ka. So, to be clear, ang pastor's wife po ay walang pinirmahan na kapag pastor's wife na po kayo, hindi na po kayo magkakamali. Hanggat hindi tayo namamatay at hindi pa tayo glorified bodies na nami-meet natin si Jesus ng face-to-face na hindi tayo namamatay, meron pa po tayong babaguhin sa mga sarili natin. We will continuously be in this process of sanctification, of moving towards Christ-likeness. Kasi, wala pa, hindi pa natin nararating yun. Doon pa lang talaga natin mararanasan yun. So, in the time being, ay pagpasensyahan nyo na lang ako. May mga nasasabi ako at nagagawang mali kasi hindi talaga ako perfect. Considering your experiences in showbiz, what advice can you give to those who just started? Wow, parang pang buong vlog yan ah. So I'm just gonna give you a brief answer. If you don't have God as God, showbiz is gonna be your God. And if showbiz is your God, prepare for heartaches upon heartaches upon heartaches because it's not a perfect world. You will encounter a lot of injustice, things you cannot explain. Why did they choose this person over me? Why not me? This was already given to me. Bakit binawi ulit? Rejection upon rejection, and it'll only make you anxious and feel low about yourself. So you need to have God as your God because God is the only one who can really see the best of you. Kahit sa YouTube, di ba, mag-start ka ng channel. I mean, if you're gonna base your entire life on this, banking that this works, it's gonna be really tough for you because this world is not going to be consistent. Hindi mo lang talaga siya maaasahan na forever will be on your side and will forever favor you. I think if you could see it as a job, see it as a job. See it as work. But don't base your entire life on it. If at some point it works, great. If it doesn't work, it's okay. It shouldn't define who you are. I'm pretty sure that you are gifted in a lot of areas. And sometimes when something doesn't work, it's actually a very good invitation for you to seek further na ano ba yung meron para talaga sa akin. For every time a door closes, I would start moving and searching for other things, and I would discover so many things about myself na I wouldn't have seen if the door did not close. Because of all the closed doors that I've received in my life, I actually found the right door for me. Does that make sense? What was your favorite teleserye that you did? Walang kaabog-abog, sasabihin ko na kay tagal kang hinintay. Kakaiba yung storya, ang ganda nung writing, at saka ginanahan talaga akong umarte doon. Parang the character that was given to me made me explore multi-dynamic character na hindi lang siya straight mabait, hindi lang din siya straight na villain or masama. So, yeah, my character there is Helena. Ito na yung mga nakakatawang questions. Who was your first showbiz BFF? BFF pala. Tingnan mo. Nasama ng mind ko. Akala ko BFF. Si Gila Alvarez, I think. Oo. Kasi ang TV. Kaya kami naging BFF kasi kami magkaedad sa teens part ng Ang TV. Showbiz friends you still keep in touch with? I don't really... Nikki Valdez is one of my closest friends, but we don't really get to keep in touch. Kasi ganun akong friend, yung hindi ako high maintenance, hindi mo ako kailangan laging tawagan, ganyan. Pero, pag tinawagan mo ako at kaibigan kita, oh my gosh, parang kahapon lang tayo last nagkita, gano'n. Before kasi, wala naman social media nung nag-quit ako sa showbiz. Barais pa lang siya. Tapos hindi pa siya yung parang nandun lahat ng mga artista. So, ngayon, ang maganda, nahahanap ko sila isa-isa. No? Parang, andyan na pala si Maha, andyan na pala si Bea, ganyan. So, may message ako sa kanila. And sometimes we get to talk sa mga DM, ganyan. Did you lose some close friends when you were in the process of knowing Christ? Yes. Ito yung mga friends ko na kasama kong mag-inuman, drugs, ganun. Yung mga di talaga di okay para sa katauhan ko. Nung nag-decide ako na to turn away from my old life, medyo ino-ayan ko naman, pati yung close friends ko talagang iniwan ko na. Feeling ko, nagtampo o nagtaka rin sila sa akin. Pero ito si really good for my season. And you know what's nice is that several years after, more than a decade after, parang nire-reconnect kami ulit ni God. Ngayon na nag-uusap kami, parang ang sarap na, naalala mo yung mga kalokohan natin dati, parang kakahiya yung past natin, no? Ganyan. I think na yung sa part na yun, no, na meron talagang mga costs in following Christ. Aside from like, you know, what you've been used to in your old life na mga habits, meron ding mga tao talaga that you would have to give up. Some, God will ask you to give up for your entire life, but some only for a season. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. Like, God is bringing back people into my life in this moment, in this season, na parang, Lord, grabe ang sarap, na hindi ko naman pala kailangang itapon yung mga pinagsamahan namin dati kasi darating pa rin pala talaga yung panahon na I could enjoy them all over again. Ay. Oh! Why is it? Okay. Wala na naman ako ng baterya, guys. Okay, so, ano to? What was a pivotal moment when you decided to quit showbiz? Any specific instance? Walang ano. I think it was like a series of things. May mga bagay lang siyang idadrop sa mind mo, sa paligid mo, that would make you look and say that, you know, I am not satisfied with what I have. And not in a like ungrateful way, but it's more of like you're realizing that you are not in the place where you really are supposed to be. Like I started to see my nieces and my sister going back to school, and I was like, ay, alam mo, nakakamiss mag-school. It made me look at them and said that, you know, they have like such a nice, peaceful life. I started to pursue that route again, and then also at the same time, I met the Lord, and I realized how my sexy image really was not what He wanted for me. That's very clear. And so I had to say no to like what they would usually give to me sa showbiz. By turning down these things, of course, lumiit yung scope of work ko sa network, sa films. So I started like losing jobs. The industry saw me as a certain type. So if they needed like a sexy figure in like a dance number or teleserye, ganyan, ako yung ilalagay nila. But since ayoko nang gawin yun, hindi na nila alam kung saan nila ako ilalagay. So wala naman talaga akong like one major decision na no, I'll say no to everything kasi I still needed the money back then. So whenever they would give me mga guesting, tinatanggap ko pa rin. Basta pasok siya dun sa kumbaga parang guidelines ko para sa sarili ko. Will you accept any teleserye offers, talk shows, or any projects right now? Baka teleserye hindi, kasi talagang yung time-consuming yun eh. Parang hindi ko yata kayang mahiwalay sa mga anak ko ng ganun katagal. Tapos pandemya pa, lock-in yung mga shoots, parang hindi siguro. Talk shows maybe. I've had one with Cheka. I enjoyed that very much. Also when I did Umagang Kay Ganda, I enjoyed that very much. I feel like I would thrive in a talk show. Of course, it still depends who offers me and what kind of talk show they want me to do, but I am open to doing one. Someone from the industry you've always wanted to work with? Wala akong ganun eh. Siguro, excited akong makatrabaho yung mga artista ngayon. Kasi parang, di ko na alam kung sino-sino sila eh. It would be nice to have something with Heaven pala, no? Ano ko yun eh, inaanak ko yan si Heaven Peralejo. Okay din siya kasi parang, okay na magkasama kami kasi parang wala lang, fun lang na both Peralejos, kanyan. Kung hindi ka kinorner ni Sam Milby na sumama sa church, sa tingin nyo, ano po ang buhay nyo ngayon? Because I really think na ang plano ng Diyos para sa'yo ay hindi dependent sa kung sinong nag-imbita sa'yo. Meron at meron na magagamit ang Panginoon para i-reach yung tao na gusto niyang i-reach. I'm just so happy that Sam said yes to the call of God to invite me to church. But if he did not, I really believe that God would have used somebody else if it was really time for me to go and really recognize Him as my Savior. I think that also is a very humbling lesson for us all, na lalo yung mga Kristiyano, na when we share, it's a privilege to share. It's a privilege to be a part of somebody else's journey. But know that if you don't say yes to God, He would still have another way. He will not run out of ways. He is God. Siguro yung dapat na magawa nun sa atin is, salamat Lord na nagamit mo pa ako. Na ako pa yung pinili mong gamitin para sa tao na to. Ito na nga yung mga hotline ng buhay. How to stay consistent in my Christian walk? Just stay in the Word. Hold on to the promises of God. And be accountable to a community. Ang tawag namin dyan sa church namin, shared lives. Sino yung mga taong who can walk with you closely that could tell you na, alam mo, mali ang ginagawa mo. Or, alam mo, ang galing niyang ginagawa mo. Both encouragement, correction, truth, and love, di ba? Both of that na i-communicate sa'yo at maibibigay sa'yo. You must have that in your life because it's really hard to do the Christian walk alone. Okay, sorry, medyo nag-iba ng framing kasi naubusan ako ng card. So, that means masyado na ako maraming sinabi. We need to wrap this up. Advice to a millennial Christian in their 20s. I think my advice is find out who your God is. Because where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. We all treasure our God kasi. And if our God is money, if our God is career, if our God is our boyfriend, if our God is material things, there our heart will be also. Because we treasure those things. Those are the things that we cannot let go. We let this God of our life decide for our lives. Siya ang nagsasabi sa atin kung anong dapat natin kainin, anong dapat ibihis natin, anong dapat ikilos natin, anong dapat i-prioritize natin. So, alamin mo kung sino yung Diyos mo. Malalaman mo yan by accounting for the many little things in your life. Saan pumupunta ang oras mo? Saan pumupunta ang pera mo? Ano yung mga hindi mo kayang bitawan sa buhay mo? It will give you a clue kung sino yung Diyos mo. And the reason why this is my advice is because anything else that is not God, like the real, true God that we have, the God of the universe, the one who created everything, the one who died for our sins and rose again so we could have a new life. If hindi yun yung Diyos natin, mabibigo ka lang. Siguro idagdag ko na lang din na okay lang talagang magkamali. Ang point ng buhay ay hindi yung maging tama ka lagi. The more na nagkakamali ka or the more na nare-realize mo na you fall short, the more mo rin na naiintindihan na isa kang tao ka lang at kailangan mo ng tulong. What that does is that it also makes you a little less stressed and anxious because you're not setting up expectations that you can't hit anyway. We're looking at the lives of others and we're thinking now, how come they can do that and I can't? Diba? Tapos lalo na kung kaedad mo or what, comparison, envy, you're setting yourself up for anxiety kasi na bakit mo ba kasi binibigay yung expectation na yun para sa sarili mo? When in fact, maybe that's not really what God wants for you. Especially when we're looking out. You guys are existing in the information age. And too much information is not good. Being informed of everything that your friend has makes you feel that you don't have a lot of things. And that can't be good for you because it will cause anxiety in you thinking na may kulang ba sa akin? Pero kung hindi mo naman nakita yun, yung meron siya, hindi mo naman maiisip na kulang ka. Diba? I think just guard yourself. So sabi nga sa Bible, diba? Guard your hearts. For this is the wellspring of life. Whatever is inside, you're storing inside also goes out. It'll come out in many different ways. Anxiety, depression, envy, hate, rage, whatever you're keeping in your heart. So guard your heart. Make sure that when you're consuming something, may it be something on Netflix or something of your friends' timelines or influencers like me, you're watching me, you're thinking, sana maging para akong si Rika, ganyan. Guard your heart. Guard it. Pag may nagsasabi sa akin na goals kita, sana, parang ganyan din ako like you. Naisip ko, gusto mo kaya yung buhay ko na 2 beses akong nakunan? Gusto mo kaya talaga yun? Tapos hindi ko na i-include lahat ng pinagdaanan ko sa buhay na gusto niya kaya talaga yun. Kasi hindi lang maganda yung... Syempre, hindi ko naman pinapublish lahat ng pangit sa akin. Hindi naman yata magandang panoorin yun. Pero, just think of that. Guard your heart. What are you storing in there? Are you storing the truth of God? Who will love you and be faithful to you and will help you change and empower you? Or is it the truth of the world, which is not consistent? How to overcome grief? How to cope up with loss? This is a big topic, so I'm not gonna answer it like everything that's on my mind right now about grief and loss. Grief is simply a way of saying na, I don't like it to be this way. I've lost something and I didn't want to lose that. And hindi lang siya tao. Pwedeng tao. Of course, no, you're thinking, you don't ever want to lose a loved one. Pero pwede rin siyang season ng buhay. I lost sabi nga nung grief counselor ko na, have you ever grieved about the loss of your independence when you started having children? And I was like, what? Gini-grieve pala yung ganun? Ang ganda nung tanong ng counselor ko, did you ever grieve that? Marami tayong mga bagay sa buhay na nawawala sa atin na kailangan lang talaga nating i-acknowledge na masakit na nawala sa akin yun. At iiyak ko muna. Malulungkot muna ako para doon. Best advice to people who are lost and how can they start knowing God? Email me. If you're watching this and you're lost and you want to know God more, email me. I'm gonna connect you with someone. That's the best way to find God. And I've done this to a couple of people who have messaged me on IG already. Please go and email me and I promise you I will connect you with someone. What's a legacy you want to leave for the future generation? Wala na kasi akong ganun eh. Dati kasi medyo big dreams and all, but I'm not like that anymore. I feel like if I can love my children well and the truths and the reality that God has for our lives, I feel like my legacy would be my children. If they do well in loving this world, in being of, service to our nation or to the world or to other parts of the world, that would be my legacy. I think every parent has that in their hearts, to leave a child into this world that would, make it a better place. I mean, as cliche as that sounds, I think that's every parent's dream. Na my dream is very simple, but also just very deep and profound na in the sense na di naman sila kailangan maging sobrang yaman, sobrang talino, sobrang successful. Pero gusto ko marunong sila magmahal ng tao. Marunong sila magserbisyo para sa kung saan sila nilagay ng Diyos. If I'm able to help them do that, then I guess that's my legacy. Last question. Oh my gosh, pagod na ako. Is there anything else you want to achieve in life? Wala na. Meron akong mga dreams, may mga future. Like dito sa channel, marami akong, kumbaga, kino-contemplate, na pinaplan, na sana will come to fruition. But if that doesn't happen, it's okay. I think I'm already happy with what I have. I'm content. And like I said, my priority talaga is my family. For me, kahit na marami akong dreams, ang pinaka gusto ko lang talagang ma-achieve sa buhay is yung malaman ng mga anak ko na minahal ko talaga sila. Na mahal ko sila. And na maramdaman nila yun na makatulong ito sa pagbuo ng pagkatao nila. At siguro na very different kasi hindi naman siya yung achieve na parang goal or ambition, no? Na sana mahaba pa talaga yung buhay ko para ma-enjoy naman namin ng dalawa yung asawa ko. Para ma-enjoy naman naming dalawa ng asawa ko yung buhay namin na kami lang din dalawa pag malaki na yung anak namin. I sometimes imagine na yung nagta-travel lang kaming dalawa, matanda na kami, but we're still biking, or we're still walking, we're still fit, and nag-aalaga ng mga apo sa farm namin. Parang ganun lang yung gusto ko lang, yung nakikita ko na kung meron pa akong gustong ma-achieve, yun na yun. Ako hindi ko na naman alam kung gaano kahaba itong part 1 or part 2 ng editor ko, pero maraming salamat. I thank you guys for joining me and staying this long on the vlog, for listening, and for even sending such wonderful questions. I hope that whatever I said here is, again, nakatulong sa inyo. And if it didn't, please feel free to drop it You don't have to take my word for it. I would rather that you get your answers from someone really, really wise, but also at the same time, someone who truly knows you. Someone who has walked life with you. Kasi mas kilala ka nila. Diba? So, mas alam nila yung context mo kasi sa akin na ito lang ako, na malayo naman ako sa inyo hindi ko naman nakikita yung buhay nyo. Nevertheless, I thank you for giving me the time. I will see you again next week for another vlog. Please like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and turn on your notification bell para alam nyo when I'm releasing something new. Thanks again and goodbye!